We're privileged to hear from a leader whose career truly reflects that spirit. Our guest is Dewi Mayangsari, Senior Vice President, Legal at Danantara Investment Management, Indonesia Sovereign Wealth Fund. Dewi brings more than 15 years of experience across leading law firms, private equity, and venture capital. Dewi has also done some international work in South Korea as a Global Legal Counsel. After her assignment in South Korea, she is now returning to Indonesia, leading a strategic leadership role in public sector. Thank you very much, Devi, for joining us today. We're very honored to have you here. Looking back, which transition in your career has been the most defining, and how did it shape you the way you lead today?
Earlier in my career, I spent many years in law firms and later worked with private equity and venture capital. I was heavily involved in M&A transactions, corporate finance, and general corporate advice. I did a lot of transactions with tight deadlines. I did long hours in doing due diligence and everything. That experience taught me discipline, precision, and the importance of structuring transactions responsibly. When I later moved to Seoul and worked within a Korean conglomerate there, the perspective a little bit shifted. Instead of focusing mainly on transactions, I became responsible for handling global legal matters for operating companies across different markets. This experience actually helped me understand that legal work is not only about closing deals. It is also about supporting businesses as they operate across quite complex environments and different cultures and evolving regulatory landscapes.
Since you have tried law firm and then you've moved into a private sector, you've also done some global works as well. It's a significant shift from the private sector now that you are in a government institution, which naturally has also come with different priorities, different dynamics, and different expectations. So how has this transition changed your perspective on leadership and impact?
I think this has been a very meaningful and humbling transition for me. In the private sector, I think success is often measured by speed and commercial outcomes. Meanwhile, I think here the perspective becomes broader because the work is closely connected to national priorities and also public welfare. So the area that I'm currently working on is related with the development of waste-to-energy initiative across multiple cities in Indonesia. Waste management is not only about infrastructure issues. It is deeply connected to environmental sustainability, public health, and the quality of life in our communities. And being part of this effort has strengthened my sense of purpose, actually. These projects are about building systems that help cities manage waste more responsibly and sustainably while contributing for cleaner environments for the public.
What does inclusive and empowering leadership mean to you today? And what advice would you give to especially women in building their careers?
I think inclusive and empowering leaderships begins with respect, in my opinion. Throughout my career, I have worked with people with many different cultures, industries, professional backgrounds, and those experiences taught me that when people feel they are respected and heard, they will feel that they are in the safe environment. And far more willing to share and contribute their ideas and collaborate toward shared goals. I think inclusive leadership is not only about representation, in my opinion. It is about creating an environment where diverse perspectives are valued and where people feel encouraged to contribute their best thinking. And the second question for the women building their careers, I think my advice will be to focus on developing strong competence, and I think the most important as well is integrity. I think those two are the foundations that will always carry you forward. It will bring you very, very far in your career. And at the same time, in my opinion, it is important to support and uplift others along the way. Because in my opinion, leadership becomes more meaningful when it creates opportunities not only for ourselves, but also for those who come after us. So I'm always happy to, I mean, like, I myself, I have a lot of mentors from different industries, from different role, that give me a lot of perspective to be a better person in doing my role in my job. And I'm also happy to share my experience to those who need it. And I always think that that's the best way for you to create communities that empowering each other.
And I really like how, leadership is also about creating opportunities for others as well. Because that's how you eventually build an impact as well for your team members and to build your succession as well. Yeah, successor.
Yes, true. Because we have to think about like giving the torch to the next generation, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
we have to make sure that the next generation can be better than what we are now. So I think that's success also means to me is that when the people next to me is actually can think, can decide better than me.
This year's page group theme is about choose action, create impact, and change lives. I wonder, what does this mean to you personally, and has there been a moment in your career where choosing action created unexpected impact?
I think meaningful change very rarely happens through ideas alone. It happens when people are willing to take responsibility and turn those ideas into action. I think in many moments throughout my careers, especially when navigating new environment or complex projects, choosing action often meant stepping forward, even when the path was not entirely clear. Actually, this is also what's happening now. But those decisions often require patience, collaboration, and a willingness to learn along the way. I think willingness to learn along the way is actually mandatory in doing a well job. And over time, consistent actions, even small ones, can contribute to meaningful progress, whether through building stronger institutions, supporting responsible projects, or improving how the system serves the public.
Dewi, thank you very much for sharing your journey and insights with us today. Your career reminds us that leadership is not only about expertise, it's not only about competency as well, but it's also about courage to take action, to create meaningful impact. It's also about passion as well. And thank you as well for everyone joining us. Thank you for celebrating International Women's Day with us.